You know, in our case, like with him right now, sitting with him, he's thinking about killing himself, but you will never know. Kill us, but I feel like the more we just look down on each other, the more we just talk about each other in the negative ways, the more we just like, you know, create evilness within ourselves. Kaste. So in anka tila marshe, bananka walsa ka barde walsa sugi gar bas samaysidi wal bas gang bas violent bas hagali. Minaka kin koi avengage ku kodi adme mogotin ko he's okay.
Of success, we will not be able to overcome the obstacles ahead.
All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my respected fellow brothers and sisters. So today we'll be having our brother Nini Mohamed. So please, brother, tell us who you are exactly.
I'm Nini Mohamed. Based on Louisville, Kentucky. For those who don't know where Louisville at, you can Google it. I work as a mental health in the called 7 counties. I don't know if they have it in other states, but
7 what?
7 counties. It's like
7 counties. Okay.
you can look that up. And so I'm a mental health counselor there.
Mm-hmm.
And I also am an entrepreneur, and I have my own brand, which you already see.
That's it.
Yeah, and I do a whole bunch of stuff, but yeah, that's pretty much, you know, the core.
So, what do you think your purpose, the purpose behind the African American movement? Like, what's the purpose?
So the African in America is basically like to bring people together, you know, like so that way, like if I'm wearing this brand and you see me somebody else wearing it somewhere else, you know, and then like, hey, like, you know, we can at least connect, you know, build the relationship, and then maybe talk from there. Yeah, and talk from there.
Wow.
So that way, like, you know, we're not really like, you know, just segregating ourselves too much, you know. And it's not only that you know, for the African immigrants and stuff. We also like, you know, this is the brand for just like everybody that is like completely feels like you know, they can relate to anybody that is from Africa, you know, because a lot of Black people here, when they come over here, they feel like they don't want to be included as an African, you know. They don't want to be like, oh, I'm Black and I'm not an African, you know. Well, that's a lie. If you actually, you know, look at history, you know, we all, you know, our ancestors are all come from Africa. We just being shipped in different ways. We just came here different ways, you know. You may not came here as a slavery, but you may come here some way. So we all somehow somewhere, you know, originated in that nature of the motherland. So that's why I call it the African in America. So anybody want to, you know, have argument and stuff, I just tell them, hey, go read my book. If you want some more about, if you want to know more about, because, you know, I can talk to you all I want, but you got to educate yourself to understand even more, you know. So that is what the African in America is. The purpose pretty much is just, you know, to bring people together. So like even the Africans, the Black Americans that are here and the Africans that are, you know, from Africa and stuff, we have like a lot of like we have a big gap between us, you know. We think we better than them, they think they are better than us, and then some of us think, oh yeah, they're not really better than us. We just confused because we all got here in different ways. So it's also, the brand will also help with that, like, you know, help us see each other as one. So like if anybody wearing at like anybody have it on, like you can completely like, hey, you know what, I represent that. That is me, you know.
So tell us the goals, your goals or goals that you might have, or things that you're looking forward to, you know, just you or the movement, whichever.
Well, the goal for me is obviously to go to make the brand like available for everybody around the world. You know, like, you know, right now it's being seen, you know, some states, but I need to expand, so like to touch other people.
Um, there's moments in the Somali Bantu community where you see the adults kind of give up, you know, on moving forward in life. And I noticed this because like I don't know if you heard it before, but it seems like I hear it often. Haddi waqti gay mein, you know, now it's not my time, it is your time.
It's your time.
But like at the same time,
that's
like an idea of hope. Like, okay, my hope like I don't really have anything to look forward to. You do. But I feel like they said that, right? I feel like we should grab onto that and say, okay, it seems like this person thinks he can't move forward. Let me be that hope that pushes forward,
Yeah.
but invite this guy too, the older
Yeah.
generation, to come forward and also have a little bit more, borrow our hope, and we can both move together.
The adults saying like, oh, it's not my time has been already, wasted into trying to bring you here or whatever, trying to put food. So so now it's your time to get educated and all that.
Yeah.
In a sense, trust me, man, when somebody says that to you, some teenagers get motivated,
Yeah.
and some will be demotivated because they feel like, oh, you just of course, for me, like as my father, I'm not looking at my father like this 80, 90 years old, like just can't do nothing. He just like sit on his like this, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's what you call like it's not my time, because now you can't really do nothing, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
You can't walk to the hospital, you
Mhm.
can't walk to the park, you
Mhm.
can't go to the mosque, you
Mhm.
gotta be carried, or whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
Then your time to whatever is done. We are in the United States for a reason. I don't
Yes.
care how you feel like, whether you feel like you just black and just living in the United States and that's it, this is your
Yeah.
country. We are living in this country for a reason. We
Mhm.
have a whole new continent that people are 24/7 struggling. What
Yes.
are we doing about that? You know what I mean? What
And
can we do? So it's not
yeah.
just my Somali Bantu people, it's not just to your Congolese or Kenyan and stuff like that. But what are we doing as a whole, as a people, to help, our motherland? Are we building companies where we can employ people? Are we building a warehouse where we can deliver food and just like, just supply jobs and all this? Are we doing that? Are we building restaurants where like we can have this food? Are we building a farm where they're
Mhm.
not people are not breaking their backs? They have
Mhm.
like this, the machine that we have in the United States. Are we doing these things? Are we like, all these things adds up, but you don't see many people doing that.
What do you, I mean, I feel like we mentioned most of those things, but let's see where we can go with it anyways. What do you think we as a Somali Bantu
Mhm.
people, what do you think, even Africa, honestly, the whole entirety of Africa, what do you think what do you think is it that we're doing wrong in something that you can, a detail that you can mention that you think we could work on a little bit to, move better or move forward?
Uh, what I think we are doing wrong as people or as a community, right?
Yes,
We've
I can
seen
definitely think
we've
about.
seen a lot of people graduating from college, a lot of people graduating from they got their master's degree and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Wadanka horta dila shaw may wa, it doesn't matter how many degrees you actually have. You know
Mm,
what I mean? It
mm,
really don't matter because we all got degrees.
mhm.
Like what matters is what are you doing with it? Who are you helping with these degrees? What is your purpose with it? Like what are you going to, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we seen these things, and then somebody gets like, a good degree and then turns around, works in a job that he gets paid maybe 25, $30 an hour. Boom, he forgets his mission of why he came to the United States, because he's making a lot of money, because he's got a family now. We all said congratulations and that's it. And as a Somali Bantu, that's bad for us. That's like we lacking on that, because
Mm,
we should be building like offices, trying to bring the community together here itself.
mm.
We
Yeah.
we don't, you know, I don't know about other states. I'm not gonna speak for other states because there
Mhm.
might be better things that are going on in other states.
Mhm.
But here in Louisville, Kentucky itself, man, we like all over the place, man, like all over the places. You know, we have community center, yes, but we don't know who we serving. Community Baninke is Kalaimal Opilokoe. It's Somali Bantu community, we understand that, but we don't have any purpose for it. You know what I mean? The purpose might be to serve Somali Bantu, but there is no serving that we actually doing, you know. And that's why you see me like, you know, trying to do this camp that I'm doing, trying to build something. And then when somebody later on looks at me and say, hey, who is that guy that, you know, that started this, right? They can say, hey, is Nini Mohamed. Where is he from? He's a Somali Bantu. Like, what? You know what I mean? South around or like, so that way, like anybody that like, you know, understands my mission, my goals that are Somali Bantu should be helping on even coming, to support me, right? But we
So
don't do it. So what we do is like Gidala Lamamare, we talk about about us, we, you know, like you just gossiping. It's like Nick Rogue is smiling, Markibanang Gidala Maro talks about you, you know, and we all do it. It's not just one, two people. We all do it.
yeah,
You know, like
you're right.
you connect with somebody and then it's that Gidala Samaras, you talking about that person onto someone that you actually know, like, oh man,
Definitely.
I just spoke to Nini man yesterday, man. And then and then the other guy was like, what happened? Man,
Yeah.
cause my is gonna go also the world can is gonna kill us. But I feel like the more we just look down on each other, the more we just talk about each other in the negative ways, the more we just like, create evilness within ourselves.
Are older than me, and you told me, I'm speaking. The kid is a kid. This is just a kid. America can stock at a lot,
So,
and of my mata the stock like he makes a couple of mistakes, right? Kan lumi ba? Dinanke daman ba buriyoite. Just you saying
that,
that. Just
that's what that, yeah, just because you said that, you pretty much, you know, kill him. Like, oh, gosh, you know how many times they say that to me when I was
yes.
going to college? And because I went to Catholic school, so my school was private school. So
Masha.
school because on a Baha'i Catholic, that Catholic, is all, you have to study their religion. Some they give you they actually like it's part of their curriculum that you actually have to study like one of their Bible, like either the New Testament, the Old Testament, or world religion, you know. And I was studying that. I had a class because of that, like, because of the school I was going to. So that kitang marka, like, and my that ko aw kay say kaswang they say kaswang mel boy hi, ka Yusuf Lumikas, school may be o kanisa tay arak tilor to kristan dekat arak tor to wala
Halahi
kilig.
halahi fa'ida skolkas kahalkar like wafka kahalkar yung makasama. Even if it's a kanisa, I guarantee it's a lot better than public school. Because kas
It's
ba
way,
ilahit into ayo, kas ba ilahit.
it's way, man. I learned so much, man. That's why I actually appreciate the fact that I'm a Muslim. Wallahi, man, because because I actually learned something. Again,
MashaAllah.
I would have questions about my own religion. You know what I mean? Because I didn't learn. I learned in the New Testament. I had like this whole book. Like just reading. Just studying. So then I could pretty much like identify the difference why I'm a Muslim and why these people are Catholic, why they are Christian and stuff like that. So that's why, like, when it comes to like a debate between Christian and Muslim, I can pretty much easily save myself with like if a Christian person asks me about my religion, because I know his religion, I know things that he doesn't know. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
MashaAllah.
So it makes sense for me now. But it kick the out my Diana, like, that guy is, he's Kaslumi, this is Rafa.
Right.
I heard of it while I was like coming to like, to visit my I don't know, because I was going away for school and then I was coming back to visit. Like people like in the neighborhood, like they talk about you. Markad mood look, oh my God. So now we came back from school. I go to go at may bala ka like oy go at ay ledger ay ning adang ay ledger ano go to like manowar hoy like I had an African American friend that was good, like that was like he's really good guy, man. And then it's legit na aragi Ramadan may bala hoy hay ni mo ko kas amrit na mo mga inang kang illeger kas dit kang Michael Loy and Anki African American Mel Loy like Ninga Shish Duga na Dinikas Roy Bisways. You know, people are different. They don't know that. People are different. Not because
They don't know.
yeah,
Kang
because
Aragoite or you know, sang and Dagamo, Sihum and Dagamo. Hado may Aragaza Gas, Dinagikal well balance. Ila
so
Kang Aragoite, Kang on
ha.
yes.
You remember when I think about the cigar, do anything about the bashi, well, some more best week. Another thing is jealousy, man. Like we are jealous of each other. And you know, jealous, there's two ways of being jealous. You know what I mean? There is a good jealous and there is a bad jealous.
Yes.
The good jealous is the one that you get motivated to go do something. You know what I mean? And the bad jealous is the one that like you just jealous and then you try to do whatever to destroy the other person. So and that happens in our community often, like a lot. You know, at so like what's some way and it's like you're gonna try go behind me and copy what I do instead of like learning from me doing something else beyond yourself. Like it can be
stop this stuff.
you see what I'm saying? Like it's things like that that's like just I'm telling you, man, if we don't do anything about this right now and stuff like that, bro, like our generation had the, you know, from the generation we are at, they're gonna be washed up completely.
Why do you think? Why do you think they should go back to the motherland if or just check it out? You know.
My message to that is, first of all, I just went there February, I think.
Yeah, I saw.
So my message pretty much means like, you know, we as much as we love being in the United States and stuff like that, we are still Africans, you know, like we belong there. Even if I have a son or a daughter that's born here, they still have that blood, you know, because they're my kids. So even if they have kids, they still, that blood still doesn't die. So we need to like, when we go there, and instead of like acting like we the big bosses now, like we are untouchable, like figure it out, like what can we do, you know, like what can I start here that will benefit like not everybody, but at least the 10-20 people, you know what I mean? So I think it's
like live here, but once in a while, that once in a while, wadang okte onte other kimbahin. Ditkas wali other barate, you know, suffer. You know, those sanago, like just back and forth, you know, eventually you will see some things transforming, things changing, you know, even if you know, if you know how to build, you know, build the house architecture or something like that, go pass it on, you know, instead of them working so hard for an education, you can easily just pass it on for them so simply.
You know, and another thing is just like when we go back, we going back there as a vacation. I don't think Africa, you, especially when you know you came from there, I don't think you going there is a vacation, bro. Like I don't care what anybody says, you know, going to Africa is not a vacation.
Or looking for a one instead of looking for a one.
Stuff, but yeah. So going to Africa is you know, I mean, you know, like, and I admit that, you know, I thought the same way until I actually went there myself, and I was like, this is not a vacation. This is like vacation mail de mil of the or relax grass. You don't gotta like
the
just like you don't gotta be bothered on your ear until you know, that's not a vacation. Vacations has me a vacation mail says relax link the one mala what then did you go to, you know, that's vacation. So I'm like, when you
go to Barafata like go to Barafata go to nang on take tala badanis ko
you know, how are you calling that vacation? You know what I mean? Like, you know, so I just, you know, and I was wrong for myself too, because when I was going there, I was like, yeah, I'm going on vacation, you know, I'm going to Africa. And so Marcanek said, then I'm like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like where I was at was vacation for me. America is vacation, like Melang Anadrog, but this is a vacation for me
That is a vacation.
compared to over there. You know what I mean? So I'm like, wait a minute. I'm I'm pretty much like I pretty much just left this country. But this is my country. And then I came to United States. That was a vacation for me. You know what I mean?
Getting
This is the
away,
vacation.
getting
You
away
know,
from your vacation was vacation.
yeah. So I had to like I had to like reverse myself. Like I'm like I had to say, wait, America is a vacation for me because that's not my country. You know, there, Marcan Higgsado, that's my country. I'm not at vacation anymore. I'm like looking around. What can I help out with people now? What can
Yes.
I build? What can I do? And and I didn't mention, I have the reason why I went there. It wasn't like I just wanted to go there for vacation and stuff. I have an educational program there, in Kakuma,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called the African in America Educational Program. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if you have seen my posters. There are posters that I made,
Mm-hmm.
and I, I I still have that program. It's been like a year now since I had it.
Mashallah.
So I went there to actually like I took some laptops, phones, uh, some like soccer balls, some like all the clothes that I had that was like donation and all that. I put them together. So I
Mm-hmm.
took like everything. Like I took a lot of stuff for my students though. So when Marka nigga said the Marka may other might they like a celebration. I'm like me coming and me trying to introduce myself to the students because we were just zooming each other like this,
Mm-hmm.
throughout all year we were just talking. So like, hey, work on your school, do this. Whenever you finish school, try to start a business because in Africa, there are so many ways you can get into business. And as much as it's hard for me to encourage in the refugee because you never know when they're gonna be leaving, but still, like I'm trying to build like hope there, so that way they can at least say, hey, somebody in the United States at least cares about
Somebody
us.
first. So now it's just a message of encouragement. Send out a message of encouragement to the youth that are watching this, even, and give a separate message for the elders themselves, the old people who are older than us. So what
Okay.
message do you have for those two people?
For first of all, horta, kuwi oo waalidka waalidiintaan iyo walaalogaan waliba oo ada oo ilmo wadiba ad ilmo baasad you are a parent kaste.
Mhm.
An horta ahaantay I work at the mental health facility meesha goe meeli or like ilmoogi or like suicidal or he wants to commit suicide, they bring it to me. I have to like, there's so much things goes on,
Mhm.
depression is, all these things you got to do, like all these things that a lot of Americans usually go through.
Mhm.
Amala ila shaqo kaste. So
Mhm.
I see so much an aragoy marka may dhalahay waalidiintu an most of them may ku koyoyte ilmooga may waa la hilmaamoy kasoyti maday ilmooga waalidiinta hilmaamoon mayka hilmaamoyna imagine haddaad shaqi bahoyto 5 days a week, 3 days a week, ko
Mhm.
bersho taraga iska fulan week,
Mhm.
month, hafad malkoyoy. Inanki, he's with a mother. No
Mhm.
disrespect to the mother, but the mother maywa like inanki borta aile el rogo 24/7. He's in danger of choosing that life that is different from what you expected him to choose, kaste,
Mhm.
or what you want him to be.
Mhm.
Uh, a good person or someone who just looks out after himself is gonna be hard. So
Mhm.
may the lie while didn't shakada high set at least may like the high check on your kids. In Anka like you with him right now, sitting with him. He's thinking about killing himself, but you will never know. That's
Mhm.
what because might the karara say in Uncle also or like he's scared absolutely because you never built that relationship where he can come talk to you.
Mhm.
Kaste. need man business di o hado hadi wal kasdi o skin ku koil hay ba walang o sidi ay walang so di ad relationship kas mas samaysan kaste inang koye isko ko koye baktis game minin ka baskiri ba telephone ka bakajer he's depressed.
But then America, Africa, ma Africa tasam ila America badanya dipkama, we are we're exposed to so many things.
So many things. Yep,
so many things. So at some point, information can go on te other noloshada mangon, things that are not good for you. And eventually, cast na may kiwelas may other fikro galas ina other ang dunya dan naman ba after.
Ang rawain.
Ang dunya dan naman ba ang rawain. Wana ko fila ko ora Somali. So it means so much to a kid when a parent comes to him and says, Dinake, I got you. The wal bank upset and you gotta tell them that regularly.
Yes. Regularly. So that is the big thing that I want to share with the parents is like Ilmoga, make sure you know what they're doing, you know where they're going, even though you don't really like necessarily have to follow them around. But like it gives him a sense of saying my parents care. You know what I mean? So that way, if he goes out, he's gonna think of what you said, because you consistently built that in his mind, like, hey, don't do this, kang samaito.
Also, hey. I want to add to what you're saying. Marco American like the sito way. Dar wali subiong bela way. Ilmo hadim mungura le amo 3 days, maybe no, 3 times a day, maybe. Table is like that. Sida hadala le feeling kitemia just talk.
Yeah.
Just talk. Well, on manang lahay na taka hadala. Dokati wal dalat don't lash out. May datiya ay smuhoite. Huh? Ay kidali. Etc. Instead, approach in a good manner and say, okay, now let me, instead of exploding, So I feel like what we're losing is that communication where we just sit down and talk about absolutely nothing. That itself can build a relationship itself.
Well, you're right. Absolutely nothing. I know the same thing you just said. I do that in my house. Like I literally call, like, okay, they not my dad, me. Like because like my dad, he'd be like, what Nini gotta say today? You know what I mean? Like all the kids. I don't know. Many parents, English gidal, like they don't really speak it, but they don't really not understand it either. So maywa ilmogi or English kason like unso o kala English kason na maaragne afujugna ko quote karna or whatever the language we speak in. Then we need to translate our parents what they say to our brothers and sisters, because in nowadays they don't really be understanding what the parents say.
Sometimes
I can see it from my own brothers and sisters. The kid was like, mom would be saying something. The kid was like, what mom said? He's asking his big sister, what mom said. And I'm like, if I see that in my house, imagine how many houses that are going through what my house is going through. Kaste. So inanka tila marshe bananka walsa ka barde walsa sogi cigar bas samaysidi wal bas gang bas violent bas hagali minaka kin koi avngej ku kodi adma mugotin ko he's okay. So he can't express himself in our language because he can't really put together
after the guys
so taking Shaga, how is he gonna tell you how he feels? I know like I'm growing up. I know I'm growing up. Sometimes when I was going to college, I come to my, like, if I want to express my feelings to my parents, I had to, like, what was the word? Like I had to put the words together because what English Afghan is kind of, you gotta reverse it. Like you gotta
reverse it.
The youth they are the like we were talking about, they are the future, just like we are, like, to them, they like, they coming up. you know, may one like they
Awurtu
need
yoba.
may you know, they need to find like their big brother or their big sister that are doing something positive. Hadi masajid bohoy to, hadi masajid bohoy, hadi school bohoy, college miya wali bohoy, hadi shaqide ushaisa, like marhangata, you know, try to talk to him like, you know, hey, brother, you know, I want to do this, I want to do that. What do you think? You know, and then now the brother also has to be the one to say, oh, you know, he don't need to say that. He needs to be like, oh, I'm gonna tell you, let's sit down. This is the, you know, he needs to be the like consistently the not just the mom and dad, but also the oldest. The you know they also have to be like on their brothers and sisters. On us, the community, Marcus Markelo Koya Mail Rawen, you know, we need to have like a community where when he comes there, he feels safe. He feel
Yes.
like he feel like he has time to learn his language with other people in the community, with all his friends, families, you know, like, you know, just chilling, you know, and just talking. Like, you know, they may have pool there, or they may have gym there, or they may have like gym, pool, mosque in the into the side. So that way they, you know, they basically you know, and then on top of that, they may like study room, male or like a
Wal barasha lang katalgali.
والبرش lang katargali bes o kursial yalang table yalang wal barash lang katargali. And then the nickel na dira ta makaya kaya to mela talamado sambus nik dollar ko hayo ta kagado hafadado like hado ano kal o college is kadigodo o I want to, you know, I just want to go study at my, you know, my community center over there behe bes community baro mailin all ko ban ka jerba fadi ba me studying. Then in ang schools kadigodo in koya, hey, what are you studying, what school you go to? That's when you build that kind of like the community relationship and all that.
And that was Nini Mohamed from the African and American movement. Please check the link down below for more description. Support the movement, support the movement, support the movement, because you support the movement, you're supporting yourself, you're supporting your community. So support the African and American movement. Like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Inshallah. Markalena Saradane. Assalamu alaikum.